Make no mistakes, what happened here, what transpired here as far as like the oil going through there is not part of the horror stories that you hear about reliable VTEC. Or would you rather see it to believe it? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Put some sealant on there this time. I don't want this thing to leak. All right. Alright, right on. Thanks for tuning in everyone. This is how to build a reliable G23 episode 2. If you are new to the channel and you come across on this episode, make sure to watch the episode 1. That way you don't miss out any information on how to build a G23 and also get rid of the horror stories on how to build the G23. There's a little bit about confusion on how to install a K20 piston on a G23. First of all, there are 3 types of K20 pistons that you could get off the shelves, which is being offered by Nippon Racing. And that is the Acura Type S, which is this one here. Next is the Civic Type R. And the last one is the Integra Type R. The other 2 pistons will give you a much more higher compression ratio depending on the type of build that you like. Because of the other 2 have more dome height compared to this one. I like to use the K20 Type S. It's because of it's almost the same as the H22 Type S. It's right 11:1 compression ratio, a little bit higher than the H22, but it's almost the same as the H22 Type S, which is, we already know the reliability of it. Let's trace back a little history of the guy that created the G23 VTEC version. Under his research and development, he found out that the K20 piston valve reliefs, the cuts, are almost the same as the H22 piston. So he probably figured, hey, wait a minute, I can use that H22 cylinder head on there without even interfering with the piston, since it has the same angle, the reliefs and everything, except that the respin offset is different than the F23. So he probably say, but no biggie, I can just go ahead and turn it around. But now the exhaust reliefs is facing the intake valves of the H22. But he has no problem with it because of the angle of the relief. Yeah, there's no interference. we are just replicating the offset of the F23. It's like you are having a normal F23 piston, which is I have clayed my motor before. Yeah, there's plenty of clearance on there. And that is the confusion about the K20 piston when you install it on a G23. Now, if you are going to use the other two types, the Civic Type R and the Integra Type R, which is made by Nippon Racing, I said earlier it has a higher dome than this one. And if you are using an H22 camshafts from Skunk 2 that has a high lift than the F20B or H22 camshafts, I recommend that you clay the motor. And also some other engine builders have installed the K20 piston just like normal, meaning the intake valve relief is facing the intake valves of the H22. I'm not sure if they have any problem with it, because no one say anything about it. You know, you don't hear anything from it. But me, myself, I always put the wrist pin offset just like the F23. Just like the Honda engineers when they created it. It's create less stress on the cylinder walls. If you ever going to build a G23, I could not really tell you on how to install your piston. Either put it opposite or just like normal. It's your build, it's your motor. It's all up to you, it's your decision. And hopefully this episode will clear out the confusion on how to install a K20 piston on the G23. Forged pistons. Some brands, they don't offer a wrist pin offset. If your piston doesn't come with a wrist pin offset, just install it normal. And also, you don't have to worry about the valve relief cuts on a forged piston. It's much deeper. Yeah, not like this one here. It's even go deeper as the piston goes larger. Okay? All right. And I think that covers the piston. And now let's go back to normal programming. I think I have covered just about everything I can think of. How to make this G23 reliable. And for some of you guys that if you are thinking of some other things that, yeah, put in your contribution. So people in our community will not stay away on this build. But actually, it's better that way. You know why? Because it doesn't drive the cost of the parts to go up. Not like the K-Series. K-Series, you know, everyone is doing it so that it drops the prices to go up, man. There's still a lot of F23 block in a junkyard. Plenty. Less people will build, the better it is. The prices is down. But kidding aside, is this a reliable motor? This is how I'm gonna put it. Would you rather believe it when you're seeing it, or would you rather hearing it from me saying it is a reliable motor? Everyone have seen it. You have seen it. If you have watched my episodes, when it was NA and turbocharged, this motor itself was on a dyno session 5 times. When it was NA, 3 times. And when it was NA setup, I took it out for a drive up in a mountain. It's part of the ongoing research on the oil temperature and the oil pressure, and also the reliability of it. And for me, it passed, right? Then I decided to put this baby on there, and it went on a dyno session twice. Everyone knows if you have built a motor and you went on a dyno session, it's a brutal punishment. If something is not up to par on that build, dyno session will not lie. It's gonna break. It's gonna show. Everyone knows that. If you ever build it, just make sure execution is the key. Pay attention on the details, especially this one right here. This motor is very notorious on spinning rod bearings. You know why, right? It's because it's not built for a high rev motor. But since we love this motor so much, we just could not stop. I'm guilty myself. I keep saying, make sure you don't rev past 7,000. That is also the key. Make sure you don't abuse it. Always have a control when it comes down to stepping that gas, man. And it should last you. Yeah, you should not have any problem with it. And don't worry about, oh, you know what? I forgot about the hot spots. Yeah, some guys are talking about the hot spots on this one. This is bored out to 86.5, I think. And this is the F23 head gasket. Don't worry about the hot spots. Yeah, this is not like the F20B. The F20B is 85 millimeter. And if you use an H22 head gasket, you would have a gap. It will be something like that. Yeah, if you put a clay on it, you will see you would have a ridge. Yeah, you would have a pocket right in this area. But this one here, no problem. And then the head gasket, and then the head. This is the F23. Yeah, no worries. That's not gonna cause a hot spots. Here, check out the H22 head gasket. It's the same thing. It's even larger. Look. See that metal exposed? Right? Compared to an F23. But don't believe any more of that horror stories, man. Just make sure to build it correctly. Pay attention on the details, guidelines, and you'll be okay. And this is where I totally close out this episode. You decide whether it's reliable or not. Once you got your motor in, got it running, fix all that need to be fixed, clear all the bugs out, you have put in at least 50 miles on the motor for break-in period or so. And the most important contribution that you must do on the build to make it reliable, getting it tuned. All right? Bye, everyone. I'll see you guys on the next. Later. Shout out to my OG and the new subscribers. Thank you all for your support. As you can see, I have a multiple head gasket here, man. I always keep all the head gaskets, man, the old one. It might comes in handy. Sometimes, you know, when you want to bring your compression lower a little bit, all I need to do is remove this copper and use the is that a stainless steel right there, and add that up on the new head gasket, and that should bring up my compression ratio, so I don't have to buy a thicker head gasket.